We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Blaze lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Sergio Perez, and Russell, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon, Tsunoda, Gasly, Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Alex Albon and Lance Stroll, Joe and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And with me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Blaze. That was a great win in the last race, but can they keep that momentum going into this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Race so far.
fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.